Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome to another episode of The Wave, the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast.
It is indeed.
We're back.
We're back again.
Back. It's a Monday. That means we are here.
Yes.
And we'll get there in a few minutes. But I think this might be one of the most news-packed weeks.
Yeah, for a very long time.
Since we've been doing this show.
Probably.
In any other week, there's about 5 or 6 Netflix stories that would have been the top story.
Yeah.
And they're all...
A lot of shit's gone down at Netflix this week.
Flying out, yeah.
It really has. So yeah, we'll get to that. We'll come to that soon. How are you, Nick?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yes.
Still January.
This is like
Isn't it like the longest month ever?
It's like the 800th day of January.
Yeah, it feels like it. It really feels like it. Geez, how is it still January?
Yeah. But...
Do you know what the worst thing is? When we sit here and record this next week, it'll still be January. It'll be the 1st of February.
Not possible, surely. I mean, it's also about 12 degrees warmer than it was this time last week.
The weather's just mental. I don't understand that. There's been a 16-degree swing.
It's absolute flexing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The weather.
I don't know what's going on. I really don't.
It's not acceptable.
I really don't know what's going on. You got any gossip for me?
I forgot any gossip. I don't. Oh, should I say this?
I can bleep it.
I'm trying something on Saturday evening.
Okay.
So
swinging?
No. But so I wouldn't say it's a New Year's resolution because I don't really like New Year's resolutions. But in an effort to have a bit more adult time.
Yeah.
It
is swinging.
No. My wife incumbent and myself.
Wife incumbent. Brilliant. We're going swinging.
No. We thought, we should try and do like a date a month.
Oh, that's nice. With other couples.
No.
Sorry, I'll leave it now.
It's only January.
Yeah.
Give it a chance. And that doesn't necessarily have to be like out on the tiles or whatever. So I've kicked us off. And it's happening this Saturday, so I'll have to report back. But I invited her to the date in a very romantic way.
Right. Okay.
I sent an email.
Nice. Right.
Shall I read it?
Yes, please.
Or I might.
Unless it's too personal.
No, it's fine. So I've not got the.
Does it start "Dear the wife incumbent"?
No, it doesn't. It says an evening with. Nick, in partnership with The Living Room, is proud to present a spectacular one-off opportunity for a very select audience to experience an evening with Nick.
Nice.
Details of when and where, you don't need to know those.
I don't know.
A unique chance to spend an evening with a man known as a charismatic raconteur, host of a world-famous podcast.
True.
And most importantly, a husband and father.
Second most importantly.
Upon arrival at the venue, you will receive a complimentary beverage guided to your premium seat by venue staff. And Nick will present a screening of a buzzworthy Hollywood movie.
Nice.
Preceded by an exclusive introduction from the host and a short Q&A to enable you to quiz him.
About said movie?
About anything, really.
Okay.
Following the screening, there will be opportunity for a brief meet and greet with the man himself to allow you to grab a selfie for posterity and to show your friends and family.
I like this. This is good fun. This is good.
Can't wait to see what promises to be an unmissable evening of entertainment. So yeah, that's all kicking off on Saturday.
That sounds great fun. I'm almost jealous.
So,
do we know what the movie is? I don't want to know, but do you know what the movie is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think so, yeah.
Is there food involved?
In the movie?
No. In the evening?
There'll be
nibbles?
Select snacks available, I think.
Okay. I assume the kids are going out.
I think it's like it's a 9 p.m. start.
So okay, so the kids will be long gone.
It should be.
Long gone. Cool, that sounds fun. Lucky wife. You've got a lucky wife.
I
need to remember that. So does she.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Please do, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. She accepted the invitation, by the way.
Good, that's nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe it could start a trend, yeah.
Excellent.
How about you? How have you been?
I don't have any dates this weekend. I've been good. Yeah, just living the dream, really.
Good.
Living the January.
Yeah.
Still going. Last week, you may remember, we started the show with a game,
We did.
which is unusual for us because we usually end the shows with a game.
Yes, that's true.
And you
We
did
like to keep
a
people on
game
their toes.
called Got Need.
Yes. I will just, because I know you secretly really want me to say, if no one noticed the episode title last week of The Wave, which you came up with,
Thank you.
was Got EGOT Need.
Yeah. I was so proud of myself.
It's
I even
your
texted
best-
you to say I'm
your
so
best
proud.
work.
I think it might be my best one. I've changed it slightly. So
Okay.
these are not things that you have got need. These are things that you have got why.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like they're maybe older stuff or stuff that you don't need anymore that I want to see if you've still got them hanging around the house somewhere.
Okay.
And why?
Okay. Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
all that, but some of them are, some of them aren't.
Okay.
So we're starting off with a SCART cable.
Mm.
Is there in your house anywhere a SCART cable?
No, not got.
No. Wow, that's interesting.
Not got. I think if you'd have asked me 9 to 12 months ago, I would have said yes.
You had a big clear out, didn't you?
Yeah.
I feel like this game might be ruined by your big clear out.
by the decorating and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The second item is an electronical device that has not been turned on for more than a year.
Got.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, Nintendo DS.
Okay.
Somewhere in the house.
Cool. Nice. Good.
I don't know if it was turned on that much when it was.
Was a thing.
Yeah.
The next one is a video cassette.
Yes,
Okay.
but no means to play it.
You have no VHS recorder?
No.
But you do have a video cassette?
At least there's at least one in like the bookshelf because I think it's some of my wife's old like dancing shows. And
Okay, cool. The next one is a music cassette.
Not got.
Not got.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure there's no music cassettes in the house.
Okay, cool. The next one is a compass.
Got several.
Okay.
Actually, there's one in the back of my car right now.
Why?
Because when we went walking in a few months ago, we were kind of trying to teach the kids to read a map. And there's definitely still a compass in the back of
That
my
makes
car.
sense. The next one is a compass, as in the thing to draw circles with.
I think... Does it count if one of my children's got one? There's probably one in the house.
If there's one in the house.
I think there's probably one in the house.
Okay. The next one is an item you've owned consistently since the 1980s.
Since the 1980s.
So not something that you've like repurchased, something that you've owned for that long.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
There's a massive box of what used to be my Lego in the playroom.
Cool. Lego's a good one. Lego stands the test of time.
I mean, if anything, it's probably worth more now
It probably is.
than it was back then.
Probably is. The next one is a game or a controller for a console that you do not own.
No.
No?
No. I think I might have a game that I've never unwrapped and played.
Right. What would that be?
I think I've got one of the Spider-Man games for PlayStation 4 that I've never unwrapped.
The first Spider-Man game is really good.
No, it's not that one. It might be
Oh,
like
okay.
the... I've
Is it
definitely
Miles
played
Morales?
that. Yeah. Is that like
That's
the...
not so good.
Yeah.
A carrier bag for a shop that no longer exists.
I mean, I've got to admit, my knowledge of what consists the carrier bag box in the kitchen cupboard is not great.
Is there likely to be an old Woolworths bag or a BHS or a
I don't
Debenhams bag in
think
there
so.
somewhere?
I don't think so.
No. Do you know Woolies might be coming back to the high street?
Really?
Yeah, I read that the
no
other
one's
day.
asked for that. Oh, that grimy pick and mix coming back.
Yeah, apparently so. A book written by somebody you've met.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What have you got?
I've got at least 2 things that Ross Cook's featured in.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Definitely.
An item of clothing that you have never worn and never would.
I think I might have stuff that I've only worn literally once or twice.
Okay.
Don't think I've got anything that I've never worn.
My next question was an item of clothing that you have worn but would never wear again.
Yeah, I got a couple of jumpers. I remember like an uncle giving me a jumper and I was like, no.
This is horrible.
No, I'm not a polo neck person.
4 more.
Okay.
A kitchen item that used to belong to your parents. As in like old cutlery or some old plates.
We've definitely got some Tupperware
Okay.
that originates from my mother,
Cool.
I would
So
say.
yes. The next one is a suitcase that doesn't have wheels.
I think all our suitcases are wheeled.
Okay, good.
I'm not to brag.
Humble brag. Penultimately, a musical instrument that you cannot play.
Yes.
Okay.
Got a keyboard at Christmas.
This
I can't
Christmas?
play it. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. It
I was
wasn't a
gonna
present
say.
for me. But yes, I can't play that.
Cool. And finally, anything from school. New old uniform, old school books, textbooks.
Books. Yeah, I think there's a couple of books in the bottom of the wardrobe.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need to have a bit more of a clear out.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think that is definitely shown. There's too much crap in my house.
I can tell you, I would answer yes to pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all.
Stuff
of
just
them.
follows you around,
It
doesn't
does.
it? Even
It
if
really
you
does.
don't. And then, like, both sets, my in-laws and my parents have moved in recent years, and then they bring stuff, and they're like, "Well, we've kept it for you."
Yeah. I don't want the. My mum and dad gave me a box of music cassettes not long ago, and it's like now that's what I call music 16 on double cassette, and I'm like, what do I want this for? But I've kept it. I think they're actually in one of the drawers just there, if I remember rightly. All right, we probably do need to get on with some Netflix news.
Oh, we probably should. Yeah.
Because there is quite a lot. Did you say you got a question of the week? If we
Oh
do
yeah.
that quickly.
Are we doing that now?
Yeah, let's do that quickly.
If there were to be an action figure made of you,
Yes.
what 2 accessories would come with it?
Oh, as in, what would I want to come with it, or what should come with it?
Reflects you.
That reflects me. That's interesting. I guess a microphone.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a podcaster. And can I say a TV? That's pretty much all I do. Watch TV and record podcasts about it.
I thought for you maybe a laptop.
A laptop, yeah. Anything with a screen on, basically.
Yeah.
My phone.
And a microphone's a good shout.
Microphone. I think a microphone.
Yeah.
I'm at my most comfortable when I'm sitting in front of this microphone talking to you, I think.
Oh,
That's
lovely.
nice.
I didn't know it was a bit of a wild card.
I like that.
If you'd have a bow.
Oh,
Like-
that is a wild card.
If you were a proper like action figure and you need a weapon.
If I needed a weapon, it'd probably be a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
I took up archery briefly 11 years ago. I still have the bow and arrow, to be fair. What about you?
Probably just a pillow.
You're tired, Nick.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I knew what the question of the week was.
Yeah.
I've not prepped anything. I've not looked inwardly. Maybe I got like an Oodie for Christmas, and I love that.
Oh, I love my Oodie.
So maybe that.
Spatula?
Sure.
You do a lot of-
I've used a spatula tonight.
There you go.
Sold.
You see, you do a lot of cooking.
Made an omelette.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. I don't think I've ever made an omelette.
I'll make an omelette.
Thanks, mate. Right, let's get on with some Netflix news because it has been a huge week in Netflix world. So
Sure has.
let's start at the start and move right along.
Let's start with some numbers. And a big week indeed. Netflix have announced that in quarter 4 of 2023, they added 13.1 million subscribers worldwide.
That's crazy. Crazy numbers.
Which is significantly more than the previous quarter, in which they added 8.8 million subscribers. What that all means is that come the end of 2023, Netflix had increased its subscriber numbers by 30 million from the same time the previous year.
But Netflix is dying and everybody's leaving and it's too expensive and nobody wants to pay for it.
The number of worldwide global subscribers now sits at over 260 million people.
It's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it crazy? I think we were the only ones that predicted that when because it's all down to the password sharing crackdown. That's what Netflix is saying. I think it's fair. But I think we were the only ones that said people won't leave, more people will come. And we were right.
Well, Greg Peters, Netflix co-chief executive,
Where's all the vice presidents gone lately?
he said that Netflix remains confident it will convince more viewers who are still getting around the password sharing ban to pay for their own plans. He says the crackdown will improve our growth for years to come.
Okay.
But that's because it's still being rolled out in
exactly.
territories.
Yeah. I think it's still being rolled out over here. I still know of people that
Yeah.
do it with no repercussions seem to be coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, big numbers. We'll keep our eye on the numbers, but I don't remember ever in all the history of this show ever saying 13 million and a quarter.
Yeah.
That's a huge,
big
update.
amount. Do you know what though? 13 million extra subscribers, not enough to keep old Scott Stuber in a job.
No,
because the head of film.
We certainly spoke about him. I think last week his name came up.
Yeah,
recently. It's definitely recently.
He has been in post since 2017. Is leaving Netflix until in March.
Okay.
He is stepping away to form his own media company.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I think quite interestingly. So Stuber's been around for. I kind of thought when I was first reading about this that 2017. That's not that long ago, but actually it was under his watch that. Netflix released Bright, which was like their first original movie.
Yeah.
That was only 7 years ago.
2017 in the history of Netflix is ancient.
Yeah. And kind of, you remember at the time, it's like $90 million on a movie.
I do remember. I remember Bright.
Now look at what they're spending.
Yeah. I remember Bright coming out quite clearly.
But yeah, basically, to this point, all of Netflix's big originals, they're under this guy's watch. He will be moving on.
He's moving on.
Yeah. Not only the big budget stuff, but obviously first time they've ever had Oscar nominees. It was under his watch. Netflix were the most nominated studio the past 3 years in a row. Stuber himself thanked Reed Hastings, Ted Sarandos, Greg Peters. Said 7 years ago, Reed and Ted offered me the amazing opportunity to join Netflix and create a new home for original movies. I am proud of what we accomplished. I'm so grateful for all the filmmakers and talent who trusted us to help tell their stories. Thank you to Ted, Reed, Greg, and the entire team. I look forward to continue to work with them in the future. Because he's going to try and sell them movies, I guess.
It sounds like it.
I mean, I don't want to start rumours, but, you know, is it Rebel Moon's fault?
Yep. Bloody Snyder. Just ruin it for everybody.
Ted Sarandos himself said Stuber helped lead the paradigm of how movies are made, distributed, and watched. He attracted unbelievable creative talent, making us a premier film studio. I can't wait to see what's next for him. So yeah.
Excellent.
All change in Netflix film.
Good luck to Mr. Stuber.
Indeed. Something that is a big story, but has crept out under the radar this week.
Because there's loads of big stories this week.
And I kind of think it maybe shouldn't have been something that was supposed to be said out loud. Okay. It's a bit of a strange one, this. A Netflix, along with announcing the previously talked about subscriber numbers in their shareholder call this week, wrote a letter to shareholders.
Okay.
And in that letter was some one particularly interesting note. It said, looking ahead, despite last year's strikes, pushing back the launch of some of our titles, we have a big, bold slate for 2024. Audiences will be able to choose from hit returning dramas like The Diplomat Season 2.
Okay.
Bridgerton Season 3.
All right.
And Squid Game Season 2.
Oh.
Which
okay.
I really don't think anyone expected to hit Netflix this year.
I certainly didn't expect it to be coming this year.
Now, let's see if that actually happens. But if it does, it's going to be right at the end. I would have.
Yeah, I can't see it happening.
But that's sort of the first hint that anything might be happening this year.
Okay.
Obviously it's going to be on the fast track, but even so,
that just seemed really quick. We say really quick. It's 4 years since this first series.
No, I know, but
but nobody was expecting it
from when they actually got up and running, according to what we've been hearing.
If it does, I'm excited for it. Maybe it means the reality show.
That's not what it says.
No,
it doesn't say Squid Game the challenge.
No.
We said ourselves, didn't we? If we put money on it, we'd have. We think we'd have season 2 of that before the season 2 of Squid Game.
I still think we will.
maybe it'll be a tighter race than we think.
Maybe. That's exciting, though.
Talking of tights,
Ba-dum-tsh.
Men in Tights. And that is the news this week that Netflix have thrown, or will be throwing, $5 billion over the next 10 years at World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah.
As they have snagged the rights to show basically all of their output from January 2025
This is
on Netflix.
Huge news.
So this will include live airings of their Monday Night Raw show worldwide, and for all the other WWE shows, they will have a home on Netflix, but there's a lot of international rights, so they will gradually, as they expire, migrate to Netflix, depending on what country you're in.
Even all the big shows, even like WrestleMania, everything's coming. It's
$500 million per year for 10 years.
It's insane news. It's the big word that you said in that sentence is live. Netflix don't do live stuff. Not consistently, not regularly. They never have.
Yes, but we've seen them test a few things out, and obviously,
and we now know why.
Amazon for the last couple of years have shown NFL games.
Yep.
And just a few weeks ago, it was, I think I'm right in saying, in the States, it was Peacock who showed an NFL game as well. Netflix don't want to get left behind.
No, of course they don't.
And I guess if you're not willing to risk it on a proper sport, is this a good test? Because it's,
you say what you like about the WWE, and a lot of people do. It's one of the biggest franchises in the world. It's huge. The WWE it's like monumental. Not viewing figures these days so much, but it's just as far as pop culture goes, and getting the WWE on board on Netflix is huge for both companies.
Yeah, I think you can probably see why both would be interested
100%,
in each other.
100%.
Well, we've just said earlier on, there's 260 million people worldwide on Netflix.
That's a potential audience.
I guess putting it all in one place is
a
decent move.
When the announcement came, when a bigger Netflix announcement like that comes, I always go straight to Reddit. So I'm like, let me get some Reddit people's interesting views on this. And everybody's like, oh, the prices are going to go up because of this. And I'm leaving because of this. And it's like, the prices won't go up because of this. That's 2 movies for Netflix every year, isn't it? 500 million a year. It's 2 films, 3 films at the most.
I think Red Notice cost over 300 million.
Exactly. And we know they're cutting down on original movies.
And that's what, 2.5 hours long. You're getting, what, a minimum of 3 hours program every week for 52 weeks.
At least. This won't cause people to leave Netflix. This will bring people to Netflix. Internationally, this will bring people aboard because it makes it easier. I currently make no secret of the fact that I've fallen out of love with wrestling recently. I couldn't tell you where I could watch Raw, SmackDown, or any of the other shows now. I don't know where they are.
No, I couldn't tell you.
But now they're all going to be in the same place on something I already own. And if I didn't have Netflix, people are going to join Netflix for this.
That all starts in January 2025.
It's big news.
So
I expect them to do a lot more live sport testing over the next year, I reckon. There's technology they need to be testing out. So they've not done a lot of it.
No, I suppose not. I mean, we've had the live stand-up specials, haven't we?
Yeah, they did that golf thing.
A couple of award ceremonies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that golf thing that was on. But they've not really... A weekly live TV show is not in Netflix's wheelhouse.
Yeah, but everyone does it.
I know they do. I know they do.
Can't
but
be that difficult.
Well, we'll see.
And it's content. That's. I mean, I don't know if the full details are out. I mean, I don't know if that includes like archival stuff as well.
I don't think I've not seen anything. I've read a lot on this. So I've not seen anything that says archive stuff.
But that will just quickly add hours and hours and hours of content to Netflix.
I wonder if they'll brand it as Netflix original. If the Netflix banners around the ring and things like that.
And interestingly, I suppose another thing is it's something that fits in with the whole ad tiers in Netflix.
Yes, definitely.
These are shows that are, like you say, live on cable TV, they have ad breaks in them already.
Yep.
You can just pretty much pick up the product and
just drop it straight in
on Netflix.
You have to have ad breaks in wrestling shows. It's part of the thing. It's just there's something they do even on their own network. So they just have to do it. It's really interesting. As far as the WWE goes, it's a great move for them as well because it's going to attract people back to them, wrestlers-wise, I mean, because you've got that exposure of potential huge audience there.
It just means maybe it means you get a load of shit movies with wrestlers.
Oh, that's definitely happening. That is 100% happening. There's definitely going to be a lot of B-movie wrestling movies coming out. But yeah, I'm expecting documentaries coming this year. The stuff will come this year now to entice people into that.
Oh yeah, it will be.
There's even we're later on. We're doing what's coming to Netflix, and there's even one in February.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
the cross promotional will be in full swing.
Yeah,
within
definitely.
a couple of months.
It will not be long.
Okay. Talk about big Netflix deals, and that is also been announced this week that Netflix has signed up with Harlan Coben for 2 more drama adaptations.
Least surprising news of the week, maybe.
The next 2 of his novels to be adapted are Missing You and Runaway. These all have like the same
title, yeah.
Both been greenlit to be produced and filmed in the UK. Missing You begins filming first this spring. It follows Detective Kat Donovan, who comes across her missing fiance on a dating app 11 years after his disappearance.
Isn't that similar to what happened in the last one?
I've
not seen
he was back from the dead, wasn't he?
Same thing.
But not on an app. Yeah, he was on the nanny cam.
Okay.
His reappearance brings up questions about Kat's past, including the mystery surrounding her father's murder.
Okay.
And then after that, they will go into production on Runaway, telling the story of Dad Simon, who seems to have the perfect life until his eldest daughter, Paige, runs away from home. His search for his daughter will take him into a dangerous underworld, revealing deep secrets that could tear his family apart forever. That sounds exactly the same as the Michael C. Hall one.
It does, yeah. They're just cookie-cutter episodic dramas, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all the same. They used to just go to ITV, but now they come to Netflix. There's no difference there. You just pick them up and put them in. They'll all have the same cast.
Yes, most probably. They are, it is believed, penciled in for the same sort of release as Fool Me Once, so the next couple of Januaries, essentially. New year, new drama.
New year, new drama.
So there you go. You can watch your wrestling, then you can watch your Harlan Coben drama come January 2025.
I know which I'd rather do.
Also, getting another job with Netflix in the second of her 2-movie deal that she has is Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
As Netflix have announced this week that she has signed up for Our Little Secret. Now this, very much like her first movie with Netflix, will be a Christmas movie.
Oh, right.
I would expect this to arrive this year, this Christmas.
Yeah.
Our Little Secret is a movie about 2 resentful exes forced to spend Christmas under the same roof after discovering that their current partners are siblings.
Oh, hold on. Let me process. Okay. A very Christmas movie.
Also in the cast, Tim Meadows, Katie Baker, Ash Santos, Jake Brennan, and Brian Unger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in production now.
Yep, in production now, out for Christmas.
All power to her. She's had a tough time.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got no issue with Lindsay Lohan.
You sit there and make your Christmas movies. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Stay out of my way, make some Christmas movies. We'll be fine.
I think any other week, this might be the top story.
I agree.
And
when I saw this, I was like, this would be huge normally.
Considering the weeks of, it just shows you how strange the news cycle it can be. Because the weeks of headlines that came out of Batgirl being squashed before release, put back on the shelf when it was finished. Well, it's happened again, and this time it's happened with Netflix. Netflix have scrapped The Mothership.
Yeah.
Which was a Halle Berry sci-fi movie. It is completed in terms of filming and was in the midst of post-production. But they have pulled the plug. Jeff Snyder at IGN broke this news. A source said, "These kinds of decisions are never easy and not taken lightly. The Mothership was in the midst of a lengthy post-production faced with numerous delays and could not be completed." It was supposed to be a story about a mother, Sarah Morse, played by Halle Berry. 1 year since her husband mysteriously vanished from their rural farm, she discovers a strange extraterrestrial object underneath their home. Sarah and her kids embark on a race to find their husband, father, and most importantly, the truth.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Has that been scrapped because it is completely... The synopsis has been stolen from the Tommyknockers? That is the exact
Is that
story.
your conspiracy theory?
Yeah,
there's
King's
some legal mumbo jumbo
that's exactly what happens in the Tommyknockers. How strange.
I'm sure we will hear more about that in the coming weeks. But yeah, it's on the shelf. I mean, probably too early to say whether that'll eventually be up for anyone else to pick off. But it won't be at Netflix as we speak.
That's crazy. To get to all the way through post-production and then just... We're not releasing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes you wonder why.
Halle Berry will continue to work for Netflix. She's got a deal with them. She has got an action film in production with them called The Union.
I'd love to know the story of why that's happened.
Let's keep our ears peeled and see if more comes out. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's not often that the Netflix version of something happening gets buried. Usually,
yeah, absolutely. It's like, to be fair,
the other way around.
Netflix have released some proper shit, which
Yeah,
we've seen on this show.
That's more to the point. How bad is this thing if
they're just not going to just chuck it out with no
or what are the technical issues that are stopping this from being completed?
Something's behind
that. Okay, that's all the Netflix news. What a week. Let's move on to a couple of other bits of movie news. And news this week that the director of the upcoming, imminently released Roadhouse remake is boycotting his own movie.
Right, okay.
Doug Liman.
Yep.
He previously directed at least one Bourne movie. Not a no-name director by any means. He is boycotting the premiere of Roadhouse because Amazon, MGM Studios, have decided it will now not get a cinematic release and will premiere on Prime Video.
This is a really strange decision from Amazon.
They took that decision.
We all know there's not many movies coming this year. So why are we pulling movies from theatres when theatres are going to really struggle this year as it is?
Yeah, exactly. And Lyman himself has actually written an editorial on this subject, which he wrote for Deadline. He said in that, if we don't put tentpole movies in movie theatres, there won't be movie theatres in the future. Movies like Roadhouse, people actually want to see on the big screen. It was made for the big screen. Without movie theatres, we won't have the commercial box office hits that are the locomotives that allow studios to take gambles on original movies and new directors. Without movie theatres, we won't have movie stars. Film executives are also at risk. Box office revenues are the war chests that allow studios the resources to make movies. It's no surprise you see layoffs across the industry, including at Amazon. Without movies in theatres, there's no revenue coming in, and once the theatres go out of business, it could take decades for the business to recover, if ever.
I think he's got a really good point. I'm kind of with him on this one. This is going to be a tough year, and unless it's really shit and they're just going to bury it, why would you take it out of the theatres?
No, I don't buy that. I think
I don't.
I think the instant Roadhouse comes out on Amazon, it'll be all over.
Oh, of course it will.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's Yeah, it seems a strange one to me.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I really don't.
And Lyman obviously feels like he's been missold something.
Well, he clearly has, hasn't
Yeah.
he? It's...
And I don't think it comes across like he's expecting that this would have made 200 million. That's not what it's about.
No, it's not what it's about.
It's Roadhouse. I presume it was a relatively cheap movie to make.
Yeah.
You would expect it would do all right.
Yeah.
With a cinematic release. It feels like the sort of movie that you could market it properly, generate that sort of, I want to see that because it just looks cool as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. As soon as I saw the poster, I was like, I really want to see that. But Amazon, they've had success recently with theatre releases as well, so it makes no sense to me. That's a strange decision, that one. Don't get it.
So, well, yeah, keep an eye out for it in the safety of your own home, apparently.
Will do.
And then the final bit of news this week is it's the biggest sort of shoulder shrug for me at the end of a week of news.
Okay.
And that is the news that David Cope has been employed to write a screenplay to relaunch the Jurassic Park franchise.
Oh my goodness me. Really?
This is the same guy who actually was the screenwriter on the original Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And its sequel, The Lost World.
The best two. Well, they're the best two.
According to... okay, yeah, surely. Obviously, the first one's the best.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if any of the sequels have I really enjoyed.
No, but the second one's
really
the best
remember
of
The
the
Lost
original
World.
trilogy.
The Hollywood Reporter says that, in fact, he is far enough along with the script that the studio is already considering release dates.
Oh, wow.
But there's no actors or directors attached. So,
well, we're going to need them.
Apparently, according to the same source, the plan is to chart a new direction for Jurassic World, away from either the casts of the first
So we're rebooting.
movies.
We're full on rebooting this franchise.
Rebooting or it's just new characters in the same world. I don't know. I never saw the last one. I know it got reviewed pretty terribly.
I don't know if I did or not now, to be honest. I think I did. I think see it in the end.
When they were just bollocking around the pyramids and stuff.
I have no idea, if I'm honest, if I've seen it or not.
When the dinosaurs got out. That was like the cliffhanger. I definitely saw the one before it.
Yeah, I definitely saw the one before. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe.
That probably says it all.
Before we move on to the next thing, I just want to bring something that I read on the internet this week. It was quite interesting, I thought.
Okay.
Jurassic Park's just reminded me of it for no reason whatsoever. It's not related to Jurassic Park. There's a fan theory going around on the internet at the minute that is backed up with evidence.
Right.
That the events of the movie Back to the Future and the events of the movie The Goonies happen on exactly the same day.
Oh, right, okay.
So we obviously know what day Back to the Future happens on.
Sure.
It's October the 26th, 1985.
Yeah.
There's evidence in The Goonies that is also happening on that day.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I'll find the video for you and send it to you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
At the beginning of the movie, Mouth says that it's a Saturday.
Right.
There's a calendar on the wall behind Brant when he's working out that says October.
Okay.
So we need looking for a Saturday in October.
Yeah.
And the newspaper that the Fratellis hold up says October the 24th.
Right.
And then the Saturday after that is the 26th.
Wow.
So it's really interesting. But
I mean, absolute coincidence, I'm sure.
100% a complete coincidence.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it?
We have got one more bit of news, which we said we'd leave to the end because
it's the biggest bit of news of the week.
Possibly, I don't know.
Normally, in a normal week, it would be.
That's the Oscar nominations.
They're out.
They are out.
I don't think there's any big surprises in this, is there? I think everybody was expecting the nomination.
I don't think so.
Them.
I mean, it's different to the BAFTAs. You've not got any snubs for Killers of the Flower Moon. No. I think, there's no surprises in terms of Best Picture nominees.
No, I don't think so.
Again, Barbie is sort of in there with the nominations it didn't have in some of the recent awards, although there is no nomination for Margot Robbie or Greta Gerwig.
I think Barbie will come away with 0. That's my prediction.
Also think.
I think the nomination is
that could
there,
be the
but
case.
the snub will come at the ceremony. Do you want to go through a few?
We can do best director. We'll start with because
Yeah.
that's on the page.
Why not?
Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, and Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest.
We'll do it in our Discord. We'll do a predictions game again.
Yes.
Because we did that last year and it was good fun.
Yeah.
I think Nolan's a shoo-in for that one person.
Best movie, American Fiction.
Yep.
Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
Interesting.
Best Actor in a Leading Role, Bradley Cooper, Maestro, Coleman Domingo in Rustin, Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction, who we have seen on this show.
We have indeed. I actually saw American Fiction this week as well. I will talk about it in a little while.
Best Actress in a Leading Role, Annette Bening in Nyad, Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, and Emma Stone in Poor Things.
There's only one winner in that one for me.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll do. I think we don't need to go for any more. But what we did last year was we did like a game where you got to predict, and whoever got the most won.
We took like the top 5-6 categories, didn't we?
Whoever got the most right won a prize. So we'll do that again in the Discord. So if you want to come and join the Discord link will be in the show notes. Have we got any more news?
That's all the news.
What a week it's been. What a crazy week.
What a crazy week.
Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I don't think I really have. I'm sure there is something, but it is not popping into my head.
Okay.
Still watching Traitors, still amazing.
Still amazing. Week. It does finish this week. What a show that is. If you're not watching the Traitors, you're missing out. It's a fact.
You tell me what you've watched, and I will rack my brains in the background trying to think of the thing that I wanted to talk about but can't remember.
This list says "Fool Me Once," but I didn't write that because I haven't watched it.
That's from last week.
That's from last week's. I am Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I'm keeping up with.
Excellent.
I'm really enjoying that. It's a great show. I promised you last week that I would watch Society of the Snow.
You did.
I made a commitment on the show that I would watch that, and I went out on Saturday night and I did watch it.
Brilliant.
I didn't go out. I watched it here. Excellent film.
Yeah?
Really good.
Can't
really
wait to watch
enjoyed it. Yeah, you'll love it. 2.5 hours and it absolutely flew by.
Fantastic.
It was really good. It's really well made. I did watch the dub, but mainly because the dub was still on from the film we'd watched last week.
Fine.
And I couldn't be bothered to change it over. But the majority, there's not a lot of dialogue and the majority of it's narrated. So it doesn't really matter that there's a dub there. But yeah, really, really good. Really harrowing story.
Awesome.
But obviously, everybody knows the story, but it's pretty harrowing. Talking of harrowing stories, I also watched American Nightmare.
What's that?
It's Netflix's new true crime drama.
Oh, of course it is.
Have you not seen it? It's all over my Netflix.
I think I might have done.
It's number one in the TV charts this week. It's a 3-part documentary series.
Is this the real Gone Girl one?
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen the trailer.
It's the real Gone Girl. So this bloke one morning calls the police and says that the evening before his girlfriend had been kidnapped. Mm-hmm. And that he had been tied up and left and drugged. And as soon as he could get up, he's gone to the police. The police do not believe him in the slightest. They think he's done something to her.
Yeah.
They are absolutely adamant that he's done something with her. And then she turns up and she tells the exact same story that he did.
Okay.
The police then they call her a liar and basically say the whole thing's being made up. And then this one cop goes rogue and finds out this true story, which is unbelievable.
Okay.
And turns out none of them were making it up. And it's just an absolutely batshit crazy story.
Wow, you've sold
that really, really puts that complete police department were just not interested in.
Wow.
And it is unbelievable. It's really good. It's free. It's free 42 minute, 42 minute episodes. Okay. I did it all at once. I just sat and watched it all in one go. And it's really interesting.
Well, actually, that reminds me. Do you remember a few months ago you were talking about Last Stop Larimer?
Yeah.
So, and that was that a 2-part or 3-part? I can't remember. But I ended up watching it at some point later. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And did a bit of reading, and that was actually a movie.
Oh, really?
So Netflix have chopped it up. So I don't know if this
maybe this is the same thing then, because it just flows. It just follows on through each episode.
So that wasn't a Netflix production. They bought it, chopped it up.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So the good thing about this one is that you don't, in the first episode, you don't know if this guy's telling the truth or not.
Sure.
And then the second episode opens with her telling her
You don't know
story.
if she's telling the
You
truth
don't. You don't even know if she's alive at the end of the first episode, and then she's in the second one. So it's I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Good little crazy little story. And then, as I mentioned a minute ago, I went to the cinema it was a secret screening. I went to a secret screening on Monday night, and it turned out to be American Fiction.
Okay.
Which then went on to get Oscar nominations.
Sure.
So I had no knowledge of this film before.
No,
when it came up on the screen
this week.
When it came up on the screen, American Fiction, I was like, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. I don't know who was in it. I didn't know what it was about, but it's actually really good.
Okay.
It's about a black author who doesn't write black stories.
Okay.
And he isn't making any money whatsoever. And then his mum gets Alzheimer's and his sister dies and he needs money. So he decides he's going to write against his morals, against all of his life beliefs.
Yeah.
He's going to write a black fiction story.
Okay.
And it sells mother loads. He makes millions off it.
Okay.
And then it's all about his dilemma of he's sold his soul
Art.
basically to he's sold his soul to make art that he doesn't believe in. And it's a satire. It's funny. It's actually quite funny. I laughed out loud quite a few times in it. It's a satire on black fiction. And it's now my answer. When people say to me, why didn't you like If Beale Street Could Talk? I will answer with, go and watch American Fiction and that'll give you your answer.
Okay, fine.
It's worth checking out, honestly. Jeffrey Wright is brilliant and he deserves that.
He's a great actor.
Deserves that Oscar nom. I think one of the supporting actors got an Oscar nom for it as well. Check it out. It's a really good film. And then finally, I've started watching Big Boys.
Okay.
You know what Big Boys is?
Are we talking about wrestling again?
No. It is a Channel 4 sitcom. It came out last year, or the year before, I think. And the second series has just launched, but I never got to the first series. It's about two guys who meet on their first day of uni. One is a closeted homosexual, and the other one is a depressed straight kid.
Yeah.
And they become best friends, and it's their story of how they deal with life going through uni. It's really funny. It's quite poignant. It's really dark in some places. It's quite poignant. I've seen the whole first series. It's funny. It's dark. People compare it to like It's a Sin and Heartstopper for it's like being that good. My only criticism of it is why are they both in their mid-30s?
Right.
And it's like, let kids play kids.
Sure.
If you know what I mean.
Jobs are kids.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's why Heartstopper works so well.
Yeah.
Because it's kids playing kids and young adults playing young adults. They're both in their 30s and it doesn't quite work. But it's a really good show. It's really funny. Comment. It's a really good show. It's John Pointing, he's in Plebs. He's done a few.
Sure.
You'd know him if you've seen it, I think.
Yeah.
That's on the second series has just started on Channel 4. And I think that's it, apart from The Traitors, which is amazing.
Yeah, I kind of remembered one of the things I wanted to mention, and that was just that I've re-subbed to Dropout. And
me too.
I've got further into like Game Changer, the game show.
Yeah. This was a subscription service that we were gifted by Ross Cook for Christmas.
And Game Changer is a show where the rules of the game change every episode. Every episode is a different game, and it doesn't always work.
No, but most of the time it does.
When it does, it's so. I mean, I watched one where they had to make up a musical on the fly.
Yeah,
and it was honestly, it was
I haven't seen that.
So
one
good. I think that might be season 2, and then I watched one where it's just called Don't Cry. And the challenge is not to cry. It made me cry. It's a game show for crying out loud.
I don't think I've seen that. I thought I'd seen all of them, but I don't think I've seen those two. They don't ring familiar.
You must have missed a season or something because
I didn't watch the COVID season.
No, it's not that one.
But I have watched all the others.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just not remembering very well. But yeah, Dropout's really good. It used to be called College Humor. It's basically what is it, £5 a month, if that?
I don't
even think it's that much.
It might be $4.99.
There's loads of different game shows. They're all by the same group of comedian.
Yeah.
And group of comedians, and they just make game shows together, and it's really good, and it's a lot of fun. It was gifted to us by Ross Cook.
Awesome.
I feel like I've done a lot of talking there in the last 10 minutes. I don't do a lot of talking on the wave usually.
You do now.
I do today.
Brilliant.
Right, how are we doing for time? Oh wow, we're flying. Shall we briefly finish this episode with a look at what's coming to Netflix UK in February 2024?
Let's absolutely do that.
Okay, right. Stop me when I'm going down this list. Stop me if you find anything you want to talk about.
Stop. February 1st, Anaconda from 1997.
Jennifer Lopez movie.
And John Voight.
Fury is also coming, the Brad Pitt World War II movie. That's actually quite good.
I feel like that's on and off Netflix all the time.
Talking of on and off Netflix all the time, It
Okay.
is coming. The Stephen King from 2017.
Also on February the 1st, Magic Mike's Last Dance, the most recent Magic Mike movie, arrives.
All coming very soon.
As does Moneyball.
Wow. Brad Pitt. It's all about Brad Pitt this one.
And some Resident Evil movies.
Yep. That's all coming. There's quite a lot coming on January. We're still on February the 1st.
Yeah, The Great Gatsby.
The Tourist is the big thing, isn't it? Everybody's watching that.
Yeah, is that a BBC thing
Yeah,
that's
I think
now
so.
dropping on Netflix?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Still going. Tom and Jerry, the 2021 live action movie.
Cool.
X is coming. That's A24's Maya Goth movie that I
Yes.
went to the cinema to see. Really good film, that.
I've not seen that. I'll watch it.
Watch it. There's a franchise, isn't there? There's X, Pearl, and
Yeah.
Maxine is coming out this year. Oh, I've heard of this. Orion and the Dark is coming.
Okay.
This is Paul Walter Hauser and Jacob Tremblay's new animated DreamWorks.
Oh,
movie.
great.
It's a Netflix original, but it's a DreamWorks. So
Cool.
it's supposed to be really good. I can't remember. I think I heard an interview with Paul Walter Hauser talking about it not long ago.
Awesome.
That's coming on February the 2nd. February the 3rd, Ready Player One's coming. That's been on Amazon since it came out.
Has
pretty
it?
Much. Yeah.
I've seen it once.
I've seen it twice, I
Maybe
think.
check it out
Have you
again.
ever read the book?
Yeah.
book's great.
Both books.
Have you read Ready Player 2?
Yes.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's just... It's just
It's
the
terrible.
same, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
just-
like,
I really
why?
hate it.
Why are we doing this?
There's a reason why that sequel's never been commissioned.
Yeah.
Because it's not very good. February the 5th, 30 for 30. 2 episodes of that are coming.
Okay.
They're ESPN made documentaries. Have you heard of them before?
Yes, yeah.
So the first one is called Four Falls of Buffalo. Do you know what that's about?
It's about the 4 times the Buffalo Bills didn't win the Super Bowl,
Correct.
I imagine.
And then there's one called Nature Boy, which is a Ric Flair documentary.
Oh, okay.
It's a documentary about Ric Flair. So the first bit of wrestling stuff
Okay.
coming, maybe. But yeah, apparently they're both really good. They're both rated like 8s and 9s on IMDb. So I would check both of those out.
Monk seasons 1 to 8 drops
Wow.
on February the 5th.
Monk used to be huge, didn't
Yeah,
it? When
it
that
is,
first
yeah.
was on.
February the 8th is probably the next big release. That is the Netflix adaptation of One Day. It's a
Oh,
limited series. Now, this was previously out as a movie a few years ago.
It was.
I think Anne Hathaway
Yeah, that sounds
was
right.
in the movie. So,
It's a Netflix original coming.
It's a man and woman, that's the word for people, who meet on the same day every year and slowly fall in love,
Got ya.
I think. Yeah, fine, let's say that.
The Blacklist season 10, that's the last season of The Blacklist.
Okay,
That's not a Netflix show, but I think they brought the last few seasons of it, I think.
right, okay. Love is Blind, if that's your thing, season 6 premieres on Valentine's Day.
Oh, how
Someone's having a laugh.
There's lots of Netflix originals coming out on Valentine's Day, actually. There's 5 Netflix originals coming out on Valentine's Day. This is interesting. The season 1 to 3 of Warriors is coming.
Okay.
Warrior is a HBO original.
Yeah.
But they cancelled it, and Netflix have picked it up, and they're the original 3 seasons pre-cancellation. But Netflix, I think, are going to carry it on.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, they're dropping them all at once on that day.
Einstein and the Bomb is a docudrama movie that combines both scripted elements and interviews to look back on the life of Albert Einstein.
Okay, interesting.
That arrives on February the 19th and in no way has only been done because of Oppenheimer.
I was just going to say, is that capitalising on Oppenheimer's success, maybe? That's really around the Oscars as well, isn't it? That's around that weekend.
Yeah.
Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken.
Yeah?
That's coming. That's another DreamWorks movie.
And then I'm
think-
sure Netflix would like us to say, importantly of all.
Yeah, I think it is as well.
February
I think it's the
22nd.
I think it's the biggest one of the month.
It's potentially going to be one of the biggest seasons
This year.
this
maybe.
year
Yeah.
on Netflix. February 22nd, season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. I've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender fans going crazy for this because it's like they play the trailers
what
side by
they've
side
always
and it looks exactly
Yeah.
the same as the animation. Day after that, February the 23rd, Everything Everywhere All at Once is coming,
Okay.
which has also been on Amazon since it released. So I think Netflix might have done some sort of secret deal with A24.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of A24 stuff coming this month.
They've offered 1 penny more than it.
Yeah,
Amazon.
exactly. Formula One Drive to Survive Season 6 is coming that day as well. It's 23rd of February. I didn't realise there have been 6 seasons of that.
No, me neither. February 24th, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
I really want to watch this. Sorry,
Oscar nominated.
I saw a trailer for this when it first came out, and I was like, "Oh, that looks incredible!" But I never got to it. That's another A24 movie. 2-hour live stream of the 30th annual SAG Awards. Netflix live stream.
Okay.
Is that one of the first award shows they've done?
I think they did the SAG Awards last year.
Oh, did they?
Okay. I think this is the second year in a row.
First 4 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine are coming on February the 26th. I don't know what the American Conspiracy, the Octopus Murders are, but I'm sure I'll end up watching it.
Sounds like
it's a true crime documentary.
And both Amell brothers in Code 8 Part 2.
Okay.
On the same day. Excellent.
Oh, and there's a second season of The Tourist at the end of the month.
Okay, cool.
I did not know that was coming. So there's quite a lot coming in February, to be fair. That's just some of the highlights that we picked out, but there's a big, long list. Lots of stuff coming to Netflix in February. Right, I think we've done a wave, Nick.
Sure.
We need to go and talk about a movie. What movie are we talking about this Thursday?
This week, come back to this very feed on Thursday, and we are talking about Riptide.
Riptide, Australian movie.
Yeah.
Starring some Australians.
Get your surfboards out.
Yeah.
Because we're going surfing.
We're going surfing, baby.
And I, for one, can't wait to talk about this.
No, nor me. Nor me. I'm excited for it. So, yeah, let's go away and do that, and we'll be back. So you can come back here on Thursday to listen to us talk about Riptide.
Cheers!
Bye!